Yeah, and I watched your match, and you did really well. It's not like it was a skill issue, really. It was the fact that you hadn't really had a full camp, and you kind of gassed out right in that second
Oh
period.
yeah,
So, but just
yeah,
so people know too, it's not really a skill issue. Go back and watch that match, and you're still right up there, which is crazy to see because you're not even at an RTC right now, right? Like you were just
yeah,
training with
man.
the
You're
guys at a high
yeah,
school. You were coaching.
yeah, yeah. Doing a lot of strength and conditioning on my own, and that's the thing. Like you won't find another guy at the Olympic trials with no coach in his corner or no training partners. You know what I mean? It's just so to go there and kind of outclass a kid who's in the best room in the country, arguably the world, with his accolades. There's a lot of good to take away from it, and then
Was it kind of
so
just a free roll for you then? Kind of that's basically what you're saying, right? It's not like you're shattered coming out of that because it was like a free roll. Like you go in there, if you win, it's great, but if you lose, it's not like you really lose anything because it's like a
well,
gauge.
it
Or what
still
do you think?
sucks because then you lose and you have all these excuses like, man, I still believe in myself. Man, my skills are there. Man, I'm easily beating this kid. So there's pros and cons to when you go compete like that. The year before I made the team, just showed up after shit hit the fan at Iowa, and I took seventh at the U.S. Open. I lost both days on the first round and then tore everybody up on the backside after I got that first match out of me. But the next year I go there and I win the US Open. You know what I mean? What's the difference in the guy that shows up and wins the US Open versus the guy that shows up and takes seventh? There's real things, there's real differences. But,
Yeah, I know.
you
I
know,
think I know what the differences are, but
yeah, haters and fans and people, and they'll say you're making excuses. And I'm like, this is kind of just me like calling reality how it is. One Pat Downey's doing X, Y, and Z, and he's achieving goal. And another Pat Downey's doing A, B, and C, and he's not achieving goal. So what does that tell you? You do certain things. That's the you know correct decisions. I guess that's the correct way to make the formula happen.
it
Winning.
tells you that like
So,
when if your life is in order, you know what I mean, then you're one of the best in the
yeah,
world. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and
yeah.
I still believe that. So you know, I'm doing a lot of things since we've talked last to get my life in order, and this was a big stepping stone in competing again and settling down with a stable woman and just moving back home, kind of getting some of the support systems from my family, being centered with my family, and just maybe it's coming of age, 31 now. So yeah, it's a lot of things that go into that stuff, man. Like it's not a simple formula, It's not like baking a cake, but it's also we're not out here trying to do like freaking nuclear physics and differential equations. We're not ending world hunger here. It's pretty simple stuff. If you do this, this, you'll get that. You know what I mean? It kind of there you are. Yeah, it kind of makes sense, but fans and stuff will be like, "Oh, you're out of shape." Like, "Oh, you're getting old. You need to retire. Oh, you don't care anymore." And it's like, you know, if you guys think that like my lifestyle was so much different when I made the team versus now, it's not. It's not like I'm just some maniac that goes off his rocker. I fucking smoked my little plant with tobacco since I was 13. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, I'm either training hard. Natives, we think the tobacco plant complements the marijuana plant, so we like them mixed. And here's the thing. I, be, I had the same success beating up on guys at the opens and making world teams and being world ranked, and as some of my failures. But the difference was I going to sleep? Was I having training partners? Did I have a coach? Was I in a room training consistently every day? That's all it comes down to. And that's how you get in shape. You know what I mean? That's how you get in shape. And that's how you show up ready to compete. Not even against the best. I mean, it didn't even have to be an NCAA champ. Carter Starocci didn't even have to be the guy that got me tied. I hate to take credit away from him because there was nothing he did to show me any skills of his. So that's like tough for me just sit back and lose to people when you're asking about does it make the pain any, you didn't put that much into it, you're not going to have that much taken away from it. It still stings. At least me. I'm a real competitor, you know. Because I go out there under them circumstances doesn't mean I go out there to fucking lose. I still believe I'm going to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I hear you.
when you feel that, it stings regardless, and that's when you kind of go back to the drawing board. And you got hindsight as your ally, and you're looking at using your hindsight, and you're seeing, here's the things over the course of a month. Here's the things over the course of a 4-year cycle. These are the things that that created this, and it is what it is.
Are you looking to try and recreate that then coming up? Because you said you're going to be able to compete at the next trials.
Yeah, I would love to have one more run because I know I can't wrestle forever, and
Right.
I would love to just give it one last real shot. But there's no
Where
point in doing it under these same circumstances. I gotta
right.
gotta
Where can
be
you go? Because you
um
need an RTC. That's bottom line, right? Can
yeah.
we at least agree on that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
shit. If I was training with Hamzat before, I'd probably been all right. If I'd had these opportunities with Wagner and Cyborg and all these Brazilians down here in South Florida, granted they're not regional training centers, but my skills aren't in question. My baseline shape, my cardio, my strength, and my energy systems, those are what I need to develop. I mean, I really believe just good, hard training consistently, whether it's with high level grapplers, jujitsu, other MMA fighters, you know, RTC, I believe these are all viable options. And like I said, I'm exploring them now, and something will be in the mix for this next cycle. So I guarantee it. Even before these 92 kilogram world team trials, because they have non-Olympic weights at the 4 non-Olympic weights. So I'm waiting on them to announce when and where they'll be. Probably after Olympics, sometime in September.
Oh, so around
So
this year then.
this year for sure. This year's non-Olympic world team weight, and then I want to grapple. Hopefully, maybe that ADCC or CJI, or maybe if I'm not ready for that, I'm let Wagner gauge me. He's going to be like the grappling coach for me down here, and I'm running his wrestling program down here for his camp. So there's a lot of pros that come out of that competing. Got to go to Dubai for a month and train with Hamza. The trip was cut a little short. I caught a staph infection over there and
Uh
couldn't get the couldn't get the antibiotics I needed for 5 days. Ended up hospitalized in Dubai, and that kind of sucked. You know what I mean? Ruining my trip with some funk.
I
But
saw you
that was
back.
my
I was like, you're back already? Shit, I thought that you were gonna be back a little later than that, but
yeah, that's what
yeah.
happened. I came back yeah, about 10 days short because of that, and that really bummed me out. So just a quick bounce back. Ran a quick seminar, took a weekend off at the beach, and then boom, my baby and my dog headed right down here.